So this is the Holy Nation Citizen Solo Start, and I think it's one of the more interesting starts that we can have from a sort of roleplay-like perspective when we are deciding what our objectives are, other than just walking around by ourselves and beating stuff up. Because without a sort of fixed point as to what we're trying to go for, it can be a little, not stale, but it just kind of gets very samey. If you start as a fella, you're going to have a pretty decent time of it. If you start as a woman, well, let us just say that the Holy Nation is, you know, they're not quite up to speed with things. So that's sort of like the hard mode of a Holy Nation Citizen Restart. But it also kind of opens up for some more interesting things, which I'll yap at you a bit later on. However, what we want to do is start making some money, because we want to start getting geared up and getting into the action as soon as we can. So whether or not we start in stack or bad teeth, the first place we want to go is right down in here. You're going to have the tiny village. You're going to have what's called the Holy Nation Outpost, which is not an outpost, it's a ruin. So the map kind of lies to you there. And in between them is a way station. So we can basically pop back and forth to sell. It makes that super, super quick. However, there's a lot of crap there. So we need a backpack, which we're going to come back here to stack to get, providing it spawns in. But first things first, we're going to go there. I'm going to show you where those particular places are at, and just kind of show you some of those immediate quick cats that we can get ourselves started with. So I will cut ahead to that, save you all some of this walking time, and I'll be right back. Okay, just to sort of show how safe a start this is, we're being chased by hungry bandits. Our athletics is only at 4, so I mean we've been running for a whopping 30 seconds, and they're not doing anything to us. So you just keep moving, and you're going to be just fine. Okay, so as you can see, we are down here now. There's the way station. It's going to be a nice place to run to if bandits are chasing us. Tiny settlement over here. And when you initially get here, it'll say, Holy Nation Outpost. As you get closer, it'll actually update to Ruined Holy Outpost. And as you can see, it is definitely in ruins. From a sort of roleplay perspective, I kind of find this interesting as far as looting it, because if I'm like a Paladin Hopeful and I'm trying to get some, some rep with the Holy Nation, I can, my excuse for looting this is that I am reclaiming lost stuff, and somehow that is good. Doesn't matter. But what does matter is all these weapons. Weapons are good. We want weapons. Some of these we want to keep for ourselves, maybe. We got a ton of long cleavers. Flesh cleaver, there we go. Mercenary club, we're going to pick that up. Ninja blade. So already we're going to be getting ourselves a fair bit of starting cash from this. So seems to be a lot more weapons here than I recall last time. I don't know how static of a spawn those are, but yeah, we'll take it. So as you can see here, some of these will sell for a decent price. Inventory is pretty much full, which is good, because we're going to need that cats. But already we have, just from this place alone, we have a lot of different weapons that we can choose from to start out with. So we're going to have katanas, we're going to have our blunt weapons, we have our hacking weapons. So I mean, we're just about covered, obviously, except for a few here. But if we are playing that Holy Nation, I'm trying to rock with those paladins rocking, weapon-wise, this is actually a pretty good start for us. Okay, so here we are at the tiny settlement, and as you can see, there is a lot here to loot. And this is the reason why I really like having a wooden backpack, is because so much of these things are stackable, and they are going to get up to usually stacks of 9 in here. So we can actually clean this place out in far fewer trips than you might think. So you can see here, we got some toppers. These are also what seem to be more spawns that I'm used to. So again, I don't know if over at that at the outpost is some of those spawns were just, if they're static, if I just wasn't paying attention the last few times I've looked over there, that's obviously very possible. But between those two spots, I mean, we've got all kinds of weapons that we can choose from, and that's obviously going to help out our starting build quite a bit. But as you can see, I've got a lot here to do. We will be selling to the way station just because it's so close. Usually I go to stack for a backpack, but I looked out at the way station this time, and that's where I found the all-important trader's wooden backpack. And that's really important because of that fancy little sunshade. So obviously you don't want to be walking around getting a sunburn. So I'm going to loot this place up, and I'll show you the results of that. So as you can see, we're already at 12,000 cats, so that is not bad. With the wooden backpack, it only took me 2 trips to take literally every single thing that was at the tiny settlement, so it takes no time at all. So we have more than enough money for some food and some basic medical, which always a good idea. We're not quite up to the fancy stuff like bread yet, so we're just going to stick with some dried meat. But importantly, we've also found a bunch of tools there. So those can sell for quite a bit, or we can hold on to them in case we come across something that's locked that we want to get access to. So we can sell those anytime we want, so we may as well hold on to them. You can obviously buy some here, but we got some for free. A sleeping bag is always a good idea to buy. Should probably always be roaming with that. But for the moment, we're gonna play a little risky because we're still in the loot phase. As you can see, just from our brief stint running back and forth, our athletics, not too shabby. Our strength from carrying some stuff, it's okay. Which obviously eventually will, that'll need to be higher once we're in armor to, move around effectively. But so far we're basically pretty dang comfy right now, as far as not worrying about food or a place to stay. But we're not quite done yet, because there is another place to reclaim. It's going to be up in here, which is not a bad deal because it's going to be right next to a place where we can sell it to. So I'm going to run up that way and show you what we get when we get there. Okay, so as you can see here on the map, we are at the Holy Mine Ruin. So that's just basically north of kind of where we were. And you'll see when we kind of look around as to what kind of goodies are here. It's a lot of your standard iron plates, building materials, etc. What's nice about that, again, it's all going to stack in our wooden backpack. So this is probably maybe 2 trips, and it's all, every single thing's been looted. So as you can see, we're, 11.6k on the cats, and then I'll show you kind of what we're looking at when we're done. Find yourself getting chased by some bandits. One of the things that makes this start so relatively safe is just how many friendly places there are to run bandits and anything attacking you too, such as this holy mine. So we're gonna get these bandits dispatched here pretty quickly, maybe getting a few hits ourselves, and gonna get a few combat stats going on. Oh yeah. Man, this is what the fight's all about right here. That big old baseball swing. There it is. There's our backup. Boom! Did you see how he just crumpled like a noodle? Thank you, fellow acronite brothers. And so you see we got a little, a couple stat boosts, a little toughness. We'll take it all. Every single bit we can get, we are glad to have. And I think if this one has any sandals, we don't, alas. I was hoping to get ourselves a free pair of sandals, but that's okay. We don't need them, they're just really handy. Of course, we're limpy, but that's the risk we take. Okay, so we have finished looting up the Holy Mine Ruin. Because of our wooden backpack and everything in there being stackable, it took literally 2 trips to take every single thing that was not nailed down. Definitely want to sell him Bad Teeth. You can sell an Akron Shield, but all they have there is the hospital, and he does not carry a lot of cats on him, so that would be a lot of waiting. So just popping over to Bad Teeth to do it. As you can see, just over 19k on cats. That's pretty good. I did sell the tools because they were heavy, and I can always get them if I need them. But right now we deserve to get ourselves some. Are we feeling bread? I'm feeling some bread. We deserve a couple loaves of bread. So it's expensive, knocked us down a bit, but that's okay. Because as Billy Mays would say, but wait, there is more. Now for you acronites out there, I'm going to need you to sit down when I tell you this, because I don't know how you're gonna handle it. But you know where Rebirth is up here, where all the slaves go to do their holy, glorious work. What you may not know is just north of it, on the other side of the mountain range, there is a small house set up by, hell, you know what? It's a good thing I can't remember their names, because it would be blasphemy to know their names, but I do know their headquarters is right up here. But what they've done here is set up food and clothes and gear and all things that an escaped slave might need. We can't obviously allow that to happen. We need to reclaim that and ensure that the slaves stay in Rebirth, where they can work in penance for whatever things they may have done. Right? So we're going to take care of that, guys. Don't worry. You can stand back up now. It's a little bit of a run, but that's okay. I think it's going to be worth it. And it kind of fits within the roleplay idea of, a paladin. Hopefully he's going out there doing all he can to get the favor of the Holy Phoenix. So we are at the Lone Shack. I'd suggest manually moving yourself around this way. If you try to autopath it, it'll try to get you in Rebirth. You just sort of bounce around a little bit. So just move yourself around here. But here we are, and it is time for us to see all the goodies that they've been scrolling away for all these escaped slaves. And as you can see, we can loot it all. There is food, so we're going to take that bread because we are a hungry boy. And we're going to see what's in here. As you can see, medical. You've got some unique books to read. Wouldn't catch these on you. I think that's a big no-no for the faction, so maybe you don't want to do that. But it's definitely part of, of the lore, of the story, and I think it really fits in with the Holy Nation start as to giving you focus. So you can read those at your leisure, but check this out. Whoa. Okay, I don't know what happened there. That's everything. Okay, well, I'm just gonna. I saved before I got here, so I'm gonna reload and let's see what happens. Please be gentle, mighty Kenshi. Please be gentle. You can load. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Oh, stuff from the rooftop's still there. I'm there somewhere, I promise. You can do it. Ah! We're getting there. There it goes. Wow, okay. That was I'm on an SSD. That was weird. Okay. Please, all the goodies be there. Okay, you're here. Hurrah! So, I will take that bread. So as you can see, this one's looks like it's a bit of a static spawn, which is nice. We're not going to say no to reliable loot. Okay, this time, I'm going to do that. Check this out. We've got some, yeah, it's not good armor, but it's not no armor. And look at that, we got some ninja rags. We're going to take those because that's great. More medical, a lot more food. We'll take those cats. It's a hacksaw. We'll take that to sell. If you're a slave, obviously you can cut off your shackles with that. As you can see, though, plenty of sleeping bags. We can sleep here if we want. This is a low-level lock. So, you know, I've got nothing in lock picking. I'm going to be able to pick this. That's good. It'll take a while, but that's okay. You can do it, I believe. You can get in there. So it's the weapon cabinet, so there'll be probably some kind of katana. I think it's usually like the ninja blades, if I recall correctly. Anytime now. You can do it. Stage fright or, you know, performance anxiety. You know, when I'm not recording, this is like 2 or 3, you know, attempts and he's got it, but you know, he knows he's going to go up on the internet and, you know, hey, I understand. It's daunting. Come on, fella. Dude, just pick the lock. I should have kept the tools. That probably would have been faster. I mean, I guess I'm training up lock picking. That's something. Come on, dude. Pick the lock. Thank you. Goodness. And all that for some, yeah, they're not great, but they'll sell. So we'll take it. What do we got here? Even more. Ooh, those same pants. But they don't really sell for much. But that sells for much. We will take that. And we will take more food and more free medical and another hacksaw. Again, more of the unique notes. And that's a wooden bowl. We don't care about that. We will go up top here. So a few more lootables. More pants, more clothes, monk robe. Doesn't sell for anything. Doesn't sell for anything. Oh man, look at that. We are a basket hat. Yeah. I don't really know how fashionable that is, but we'll wear it, you know. God, look how fly we are. We are looking good. And we still have a little bit of inventory space. So we can see if there's anything else in here we might want to, you know, so the sake and the grog probably sells. Yeah, that'll sell. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, we'll sell the booze. I don't think water jugs or water are particularly worthwhile, but nope. And nope. So that's pretty much what you're going to find here. Not a ton of money making, but a lot of, you know, a lot of good, helpful, reliable things for our start. You know, and I am going to take. Is there another sleeping bag? I thought there's another sleeping bag. I could have swore there was. Yes, I am losing my mind, which is possible. Could have swore there was another one. I'm going to give one more check. Nope. 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 There it is. I knew it was around here. Okay, so as you can see, after I've sold everything from up top there, we're at 21K. We would have more if we actually made the, you know, a beeline from start up to the safe house to get all the food, and then we're not spending food, you know, any cats on food for quite a long time. But if you know, it's up to you if you really want to min-max it that way. So now we're at the point of gearing, and this is up to you as to, you know, if you're trying to min-max, if you're trying to go for best, you know, starting stats and gear points, etc. I'm going to do the, you know, the role play thing. He is going to get himself some good old acronite approved attire. So I will show you all that once I am all sorted. As you can see, uh, I bought a fairly basic Paladin's Cross, and obviously we're going to need good chainmail. That definitely cost us. That was a little pricey. So we're pretty much tapped on cats, but I still want this holy chest plate. I gotta have it for the fashion, and I still need a good helmet. But don't fret, we're not far from money, because there is, again, we can reclaim from the Shek ruins down here all kinds of goodies. So I think we will do that. Okay, so here you can see the Shek ruins, a little bit of a run, but it's totally worth it instead of buying this high grade chainmail, because hey, that is real nice. Um, we can get something that's stats wise almost as good for free. So it's the rusty chainmail. It's not going to be as shiny. You can see it's cut and blunt resistance is not all far off from that chainmail. So instead of dropping 17 grand, we can just pop down here and get one for free. Plus there's other goodies we can sell to make even more cats and some free tools. So I would probably advise, if you don't mind a little bit of a run, doing that instead. Okay, so after a little shopping around, I got ourselves a little bit better of the Holy Chestplate. Again, since we're kind of rocking the, Holy Order Paladin thing, we're going to do our best to wear the same kind of gear. Don't have a helmet yet, but, that's okay. If we were smarter early on and just went down to the Shek ruins to get, over here to get the rusty chainmail, we could have bought ourselves, a much higher quality chest plate and helmet. But it is what it is. It's not too big a deal. We've got some decent pants, decent boots. Other than our noggin, we're pretty well covered. As you can see, I did get into a little scrap, and the stats aren't great, but for starting out, pretty good. Nice toughness of 16. We have good strength. Our athletics ain't too shabby. But something that was pretty neat here in Bad Teeth was there were more than a few of those the escaped slaves, or those Holy Nation vagrants. They're basically like starving bandits. They just have the different colored chest rags, but they still have little iron sticks that they slap you around with. But the neat thing was, he had interacted with one of the guards here and had a bounty on him. And so I went, and since Bad Teeth doesn't have a police station, I had to haul him all the way over to Stack, which, kind of sucked. It was a bit of a trip with a guy on your back. But I was beat up, so it gave me a chance to heal as well. And you can see it gave me 5 standing with the Holy Nation. So you start out with 15. So dropping that one guy off gave me plus 5 to that. So, and that to me is worth it's worth way more than whatever the bounty may have been. I don't really care about the money, as if I can actually get my rep up with the Holy Nation. When you get to 50, they turn green to you. They're allied, and again, importantly about that is they will heal you. So, as you can see here, you can kind of see it pretty well on the map. You can see these roads, these routes that lead all around Bad Teeth. So if you're kind of waiting for a patrol of bandits, or of people you might want to try to beat up, you could just chill here and just wait. Lots of paths. You could follow out one of the Paladin patrols if you wanted. Again, because we looted up north all this food, we can just kind of stand here for a real long time if we want to. We don't have to be too concerned about starvation. There are bone dogs that will sometimes wander by. So if you see numbers popping up, if it's a bone dog, take its meat. Then you've got food. If you run low, you can cook up. So it's, if you want to hang out here in Bad Teeth, it's pretty safe and also fairly chill. But you could do your own patrol. You could stick to the river area here. Most enemies here are pretty benign. It's not a big deal. Again, you could just go on your own patrols, find the starving bandits, beat them up, or if there are a lot of them, bring them like you did earlier, to, one of the mines or any kind of outpost and just join in with your fellow acronites and beat them to a pulp. Um, the kind of the hard mode of playing as a woman is that they don't want to talk to you. And I have not tested to see if they won't talk to you if you are carrying a bounty. I know they will flat out refuse to speak to you. When you try to go to the police station, you try to talk to one of the guys there in charge on this throne, you don't even get a text window. You just get a dialogue response of, you're a woman, don't talk to me, essentially. So I don't know if you can raise your standings by turning to bounties as a woman. So that could be a really interesting gameplay loop as well. Whether you truly are friendless in that regard. It's to me, it could be a interesting role play as well. Maybe you get up there to the Flotsam Safe House, and as a woman, you're already maybe a little disenfranchised with what it's like to live under the Holy Nation. And maybe you get there, and you're reading all those unique books, and oh wow, I should really join these guys. Screw the Holy Nation. You could totally go that route. That could be fun. Maybe your character's read a few too many forbidden books, and maybe we're not all keen on this Holy Nation idea. Again, that would be another sort of role-played excuse as to why you might join them and why you might fight against the Holy Nation. And then, of course, you could use the Flotsam Ninja gear. Maybe you're a recovering paladin. Maybe that's how you start off as a paladin, and eventually you go that route of being disenfranchised and joining up with them later on. That's, so many different options. Ooh, we got some numbers going on. Let's go see what's up. And if we can make use of it. I think it's just critters. Yeah, just these poor little guys. They're just hungry. But, we will take the opportunity to fight this river raptor. Boom. Of course, he's probably going to kick your ass, but thankfully this guy's here to help. We'll get him a couple skins. Look at that. And animal skins. We'll take that. That's free money. So from my limited experience here in Bad Teeth, it seems like this path down here gets more of the critters walking by, and I think up here you get more of the people. But I've not stood here for hours on end. I could not tell you if that holds up. Just in my brief time hanging out here, seems to be the way. But we will be more than glad to take all the hide, all these skins, because that is pretty good money for us. So again, that would pay for any food we might use along the way, or we can save up and actually buy a helmet or some kind of fancy hat, wherever our heart takes us. I doubt the paladins run into any trouble, but if they did, you could always bandage them up, train up some of your first aid that way. Obviously, we have a lot of medical, so you can be pretty liberal and flippant with those supplies if you so choose. It's never a bad thing. But as you can see, these are selling for quite a bit, so that's actually not a small bit of pocket change that we've earned just by standing around and waiting for something to happen. Because there are so many paths around Bad Teeth, it really is just more a matter of waiting to get some kind of interaction of combat. I don't necessarily find waiting around the most exciting. I kind of usually like to move and actually go places and do things. And is that you? There you are. Love and devotion to you too, fellow acronite. Please take all my goodies. And just like that, all of a sudden our cat situation, not too bad. And we could, it's not the proper helmet, but we're going to take it. We will take any helmet we can get our hands on. And you know, it doesn't look too bad. We look pretty cool. See, I wouldn't mess with this guy if I saw him around. I do, just probably for the look of it, I do like the samurai cloth pants. I think that would fit with the color scheme. But right now, that's not the it's not the largest issue. Yeah, as you see, bad teeth. Something's always going on. So there's a paladin patrol. We could, if we wanted, go out with them, and we might. Right, we can just follow these guys around, see what trouble they get up to. Whatever they're engaging, they're probably going to tear, you know, just into pieces. So this is actually relatively safe for us if we just want to put ourselves on bodyguard with the high paladin there, and boom, part of the crew. We're just roaming. So this is slightly more exciting than standing still. We're actually going out, probably going to run into some kind of trouble at some point. But because we're with this group, we're going to be pretty safe. Now throughout that, we can eventually move up to Bast. If we are feeling real spicy, we can probably safely get there by, you know, going through all here, because this is more acronite land, and then just looping right over. And then that would give us all kinds of combat. But as we are right now, our skills are pretty low. We wouldn't last. So we do need to build that up a little bit. I would want a little bit more of a money bank so we can actually get some food going. But you know, this is not a bad way to start. There we go, more numbers. Okay, so that looks like maybe people, because you see some of those armor modifiers in play. So we're going to go down there and see what's up. And divine blessings to you too, fellow brother. Or was that just another river nest? River raptors? I think it was. All that excitement for nothing. But you can see something here always seems to be happening. Whether or not you choose to engage in that, of course, is up to you. If you want something chill and relaxed and not too wild, yeah, it's not a bad way to go. So hopefully this was a little bit helpful, kind of showing, even if you kind of goof up on you know, some of your gear purchasing, making money is pretty easy. Finding a safe place to get to those initial first fights. I mean, as you can see, my toughness is already at a decent score of 16 for being so early on. And my strength, just from carrying stuff around, already pretty decent. So that obviously that's going to help as you're wearing heavier armor and using heavier, larger weapons. So you've got a nice view. Sun's reflecting off the water. I mean, what more could you want living the life of pious acronite faith? I don't know, but I think this is just about as good as we're getting.